Hello everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore the fascinating world of commerce. Today's topic is discovering how we exchange goods and services, with a focus on forms of trade. Over the next few slides, we'll uncover different ways people and businesses trade around the world. So let's get started and learn more about how trade helps us get what we need and want. Every time you buy a snack or get a haircut, you are actually practicing economics without even realizing it. Economics is all about understanding how people make decisions about goods and services, what to buy, how much to spend, and when to save. It studies how individuals, businesses, and even governments interact in the marketplace. Simply put, economics is the science of how we make, sell, and use things. So, whenever you make a choice involving money or resources, you're engaging with the core principles of economics. This helps us understand the bigger picture of how our economy functions every day. Trade is really about connecting people and making sure everyone can get what they need. It's the process of exchanging goods or services, whether that's products we use daily or specialized services. And you know, trade has been a crucial part of human civilization since the very beginning. It helped early societies grow and develop by sharing resources and ideas. That's why, when we talk about the story of trade, we're really looking at how it's shaped our world and continues to connect us across borders and cultures. It's a fundamental part of how economies grow and how communities thrive. So, if you can put it in a shopping bag, it's probably a good. Think about it. Delicious food you might buy at the store, trendy clothes you pick out, cozy furniture for your home, or fun toys for kids. These are all examples of goods. Goods are the physical things we can see, hold, and touch. They're tangible items that we use or enjoy. When we talk about goods in the context of economics, it's really about understanding the physical products that make up a big part of our daily lives and our economy. Recognizing what qualifies as a good helps us understand how products are produced, sold, and valued in the market. On this slide, we see examples of service providers like doctors, teachers, and chefs. What ties them together is that you're paying for their time and skill, not a physical object. For instance, when you get a haircut, visit a doctor, or take a taxi, you're essentially paying for the expertise and actions they perform, rather than for a product they give you. Services are all about actions, things people do for others to meet their needs or solve their problems. Understanding this helps us see how services differ from tangible goods and why their value is based on the effort and knowledge involved. This idea is important because it underpins much of how we think about providing and receiving value in the service economy. People traded what they had for what they needed, like wheat for tools or other goods. This process is known as bartering, which is simply the direct exchange of goods without using money. Before the invention of money, people relied on the barter system to get what they needed and give away what they had in surplus. This was a very important part of early economies, and it's often called the ancient art of bartering. It shows how people originally relied on exchanging goods directly, which helped communities survive and grow. Understanding this system helps us see how trade began long before currency was even a concept, highlighting the roots of our modern economic practices. Sometimes, trading goods wasn't as simple as it sounds. It often involved traveling long distances just to find a trade partner. You had to find someone who not only had what you wanted, but also wanted what you had to offer. This matching of wants and needs was a huge challenge, because if the needs didn't align, the trade wouldn't happen, no matter how valuable your goods were. This difficulty in finding the right partner made bartering a complex and sometimes frustrating process. It really highlights how important communication and negotiation were in early trade systems, and it connects to the broader theme of how trade shaped societies and their connections. So here's an interesting point. Money acts like a middleman in transactions. Instead of swapping goods directly, which can be complicated, we use money to make things much simpler. When I say money, I mean coins and paper bills, things everyone accepts as payment. This really revolutionized trading because it speeds things up and reduces the hassle. Instead of finding someone who wants what you have and has what you want, money allows us to buy and sell more efficiently. It's like a universal language for trade. And because of this, trading has become faster and more accessible for everyone. That's the magic of money. It's the key to making our economy work smoothly. Wow, seashells. Isn't it fascinating how anything people agreed had value could actually be used to trade? It really shows how flexible and creative early societies were when it came to exchanging goods. Did you know? Things like bread, seashells, and even clay were used as currency. That's right. What we consider money today has taken many strange and interesting forms throughout history. In the past, people used very strange things as money, sometimes things we'd never expect. And here's a fun fact: unusual money. It's a great reminder that the concept of currency has always been about what people value and agree upon, no matter what form it takes. This ties into our overall theme of how trade and value have evolved over time, shaping the way we buy and sell today. Today, let's look at how trading has evolved over time by comparing ancient bartering and modern trade. First, with bartering, the key idea is that it must match wants and needs. You're directly exchanging items without involving money, which means you trade something you have for something you want. It's straightforward, no money involved, and it's all about swapping items directly with another person. Now, moving to modern trade, the process has become much more flexible. You can buy exactly what you want, which makes shopping easier, faster, and simpler. Instead of looking for someone who wants what you have, you can just purchase it with money, coins, or bills. This shift from bartering to using money has made transactions more efficient and convenient for everyone. When we compare trade and bartering, it's clear that modern trade offers more options and a smoother process. Bartering worked well in ancient times, but today, using money allows us to buy exactly what we need without the hassle of finding someone who wants our specific item. This evolution has really transformed how we exchange goods and services, making the entire system more practical and accessible. Money is actually a really powerful tool because it allows us to save value over time and buy things whenever we need them. Instead of having to find someone who has what we want and who also needs what we have, a process that can be time-consuming and frustrating, money simplifies that. We no longer have to search for the perfect match to swap items. Thanks to modern trade, we can get exactly what we want instantly. Whether it's a product, a service, or even digital goods, the process is much faster and more efficient. This progress in trade makes our lives easier and more convenient, connecting directly to the overall theme of how our economic systems have evolved to better serve our needs. So, in essence, money and modern trade give us greater flexibility, efficiency, and immediacy in fulfilling our wants and needs. Great job, everyone. As we've seen, money really makes our lives much easier by allowing us to buy what we need and want without the complications of bartering. Remember, trade is all about exchanging goods and services, and bartering is simply trading without using money. Economics is the study of how we make, sell, and use these goods and services to meet our needs. Now, you are all officially economics experts. Let's take a moment to review the key points we've covered and see how they all connect to the bigger picture of how our economy works.